11th grade at Manchester School of Technology. So basically it's a tech school, so you can take a CT, which is it's like the career path that you're positive that you're gonna pursue. So like whether it be health sciences or business or cosmetology in my case. I'm actually a first year in cosmetology because I took business principles my sophomore year. It ended up not being what I wanted to do, so I decided to take cosmetology this year. But what I'm planning to do next year is I'm gonna take cosmetology 2 and 3, so I can actually, when I graduate, I can take my state license exam and go right into the workforce. So, traditional school basically didn't work very well for me, so that's why I decided to go to a tech school, because I struggled a lot in middle school. In 6th grade, my parents were getting a divorce, and it was the start of a new school year, and not many of my friends were there, so I was really struggling socially as well as mentally. My younger sister and I were moved around. My dad moved back in with his parents. My mom was still at the old house, but they decided that we needed to be with each of them 50% of the time. So every couple of days, we go back and forth, and that still happens today. We go back and forth. So it's just difficult because there's no like consistency to it. So my grades started to really go down in 6th grade and 7th grade and 8th grade and 9th grade. I just was having trouble focusing, and I just wasn't doing the work. I just wasn't motivated. I became really severely depressed because I wasn't allowed to have a phone or social media because I wasn't making good decisions, and I got made fun of constantly, and I was kind of the outsider, like the person that not many people talk to. I had 1 or 2 like real friends. Freshman year, I actually ended up in the hospital, at an inpatient hospital. So basically you spend about a week there, and you're away from your parents, and you're constantly monitored. You're not allowed to do certain things. You're like supervised constantly. It started to get a little bit better after that. Started to feel a little bit more confident. The rest of freshman year was okay, but it wasn't awesome. Then I went into my sophomore year. That was probably the worst year. I ended up in the hospital 2 more times, almost 3, because I was just struggling with who I was. I wasn't understanding that schoolwork is really important. And I just wasn't motivated to do it at all because people just did not like me at my school, and nobody wanted to talk to me or be my friend. Like everybody, social media is tough because like it's kind of hard not to have it, but it's also difficult to have it. So end of sophomore year, and that's when things pretty much started to improve. I kind of like realized my purpose, and I found a CT that I actually wanted to go into the next year, something that actually made me happy. So I ended up deciding to take cosmetology, and I started to get caught up in school, and I was starting to do better with my classes. And towards the end of sophomore year, and I ended up passing all my classes and becoming a junior. So over the summer, it got way better. I got a job. I'm a cashier at Target, so I'm really enjoying that. And I'm doing better socially. I actually have a phone now, and I'm allowed to have social media, so that's pretty good. And let's see, I'm keeping up with all my schoolwork this year, doing a lot better. So it does get better, even though it might not seem that way right now. So yeah.